Hi, this is Jerry Nowacki, coming to you from Sedona, Arizona, bringing you installment number 3 in the Square Wave Wellness Protocol. Today again we're at the Medical Clinic of Oak Creek, and as I get started here, you know we have about nine and a half to 10 minutes of recording time, so we're going to modify what I plan to do today because I received several emails and a few phone calls from people who have viewed the YouTube videos, and they said, hey man, show us what you got. Let's see what this Zyto machine is all about. We read about it online and so on and so forth, but let's see, you know, how you use it and how it applies exactly to your business. So let's plan to do that right now. What the Zyto system revolves around is this hand cradle, and let me show it to you real quick. It's a metal hand cradle, and it's connected to my Alienware laptop via USB cable. And what it does is when you put your hand on the hand cradle, what it does is when I basically begin the scan, what it does, it will send a 40 megahertz signal through your body. As it's sending the signal through your body, it focuses on the limbic center of the brain, and that's where all the emotions, emotional tendencies, and stressors for the human are stored. So as the system is reading that, it's also running the information against the meridians of the teeth, or the energy centers of the teeth and the spine. It takes the information and consolidates it and shows a report, which I'll get to in a second, based on the 5 Chinese elements theory. So again, what I really need you to do as you go forward in getting involved with your own health is to read what the meridian systems are all about in the body. Read online about the 5 Chinese elements. There's a lot of information if you just simply Google it. So as we go through this testing process, this assessment process, a report that looks like this comes up. And it may not show up really well graphically here on YouTube, but let me do my best. What it is there's a series of circles. Inside this base circle, there's a series of small dots. On my computer screen, the dots appear red or green. Anything that's green falls inside the perimeter of the circle, and that means it's in balance. Anything that's outside of the perimeter of the circle basically is red, and that means out of balance. As the system goes through the protocols, it also talks about food stressors. So any foods that could be, let's just say, toxic to you or that you'd have an allergy towards will show up. And let me give you a little idea of what that food chart looks like. There's a food assessment. Actually, this is one of my assessments here. And as we take this information, we use it all as a review to make sure that if you're eating 4 or 5 or 3 or any number of food stressors, those are going to add inflammation in your body and could cause toxicity. In addition, there's a balance protocol that is given to you as part of the report. The balance protocol comes out and it identifies, first of all the stress in the organs. So in this particular report, high stress on the top, the urinary bladder, the kidneys, and the lungs were under high stress at that time. In medium stress, my colon, my gallbladder, and my stomach was under some form of medium stress. And then under light stress, the endocrine system, small intestine, pancreas, liver, heart, and spleen. To me, light stress is somewhat normal today. We all have some form of stress. It's the medium and heavy stressors that we have to be, really aware of and wanting to make sure that we get and return into balance. When I talked about a balance protocol, what it does in 2 forms. One, here's a representation of the spine, and in this case, it clearly shows the vertebrae that are out of alignment, so to speak, or there's stress related to these particular vertebrae that show up as part of the assessment. In that balance protocol, there were 2 products in this particular protocol that brought me back into balance. One was a Neurostat product that was basically for pain, inflammation, and for balancing my nervous system. And that brought in 26 of the stressors that were out of balance up here in this initial baseline report. The second product was choline biiterate. That also was for cardiovascular support, and that brought me into perfect balance. Now let me share something with you and get very real. Perfect balance doesn't mean, okay, I'm 100% healthy today. No, it means, like I've talked about or mentioned before, using the theory of peeling the onion or lining up all the colors on a Rubik's Cube, what this relates to is that we're getting down into areas that once they become in balance, we move on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And a lot of people have asked me, do I ever heal? And I say to them, well, yeah, you're going to heal once you learn to forgive yourself and forgive others and create an environment of peace where forgiveness is central, where the forgiveness becomes central to every aspect of your life. And then through detoxification protocols, like I've talked about, we help relieve these stressors, and ultimately the person feels better. And when they're feeling better, hey, we've made progress. The other part of this that I need to emphasize is that it is a process. It's not a one-time event. Again, I've had some pretty neat breakthroughs here, but with detoxification, there is a process. There are 72,000 chemical agents in our environment today. These chemical agents are all around us all the time. And so all I can do is tell you that detoxification is central to all wellness and should be part of everybody's routine in some form or fashion on a weekly basis. So I'm really kind of curious to see who's going to call, who's either going to call or respond to what we've talked about here. But the key is that I'm using an assessment tool. There's no guessing. We're not trying to create something that isn't there. These are responses that come from your body. It's all about you. I think one of the most frustrating things that as a practitioner that I see here is people tell me, well, I'm taking this, that, and every other thing, and I'm not getting any results. And I say, well, how did that particular practitioner come to the conclusion that you needed these particular products? Well, I don't know. He just told me that this would be good. We don't do that here. We use science, we use grounded protocol, and we continue to advance them and advance those protocols. And again, as I've mentioned before, being in a medical facility, I have a doctor available to me, and that's Dr. James Hutton. He's one of the best there is in understanding the human body and metabolism. And I'm using the word metabolism in a sense to outline that metabolism creates also high metabolism helps create high levels of health. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to stop the video right now, and we're going to segue into one of the pieces of equipment that I use here known as the Tesla Star. So if you have questions, please email me at Gerald, Jerrold, Nowacki, Nowacki, @AOL.com, or you can call me at area code 928-254-9335. So thanks. Hang on one second. I'm going to be back to you for a little closing peek at one of our wellness devices. Hi, this is Jerry Nowacki again, and I'm kneeling right here next to one of my wellness devices called the Tesla Star. Next week, we're going to get a little bit more involved in discussing the details of what this wellness device actually does and how it works in my detoxification protocols. So I'm really looking forward to you all coming back next week and viewing at what this great device is really all about and how it helps you detoxify your body and raise, let's call it cellular awareness throughout your entire being. So tune in to us next week. You can give me a call at 928-254-9335 or email me at Gerald, Jerrold, Nowacki, Nowacki, @AOL.com. Thank you. Bye.